Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's just with Common Nerd bringing you pop culture and all things ready through a common sense lens. And when the Rippaverse first launched, this was something I was super excited about. I've been watching Eric July's videos for a long time out there. When I heard he was going to be launching all of this kind of stuff, it was something that I talked about for a long time. Obviously, DC and Marvel had been in a very bad state for a lot of years. They'd been disrespecting a lot of the fans. They've been treating the comic book shops like crap with a lot of the distribution deals that they've had, and the stories have just really kind of gone to pot. Long were gone were our stories of heroic journeys with Batman and Superman and the X-Men, and now we're replaced by a bunch of just agenda-driven drivel and nonsense garbage out there. And Eric July was one of those guys that had been a hardcore comic book fan his entire life out there. And this is one of those guys that was just sick and tired of seeing the industry go downhill and had always dreamed of doing something himself. So when he finally established himself well enough on YouTube to where he had a very successful career going and things like that, he decided to put his own money where his mouth was, and he spent $100,000 of his own money to establish and launch the Rippaverse with his very first comic, Isom #1, and the thing was literally an overnight success with $1 million campaigns underneath his belt left and right. The Rippaverse has become one of those unarguably the most successful independent content comic book company out there, bar none, because this is something that has started from scratch, and they have been more profitable than arguably any of the major comic book companies have been for a very long time. Well, after all of that success, after the failures of the legacy entertainment industry, even Shazam star Zachery Levi, yes, one of our DC's very own heroes, has now teamed up with the Rippaverse and for their launch of Rippazine. And not only are you getting exclusive stuff and stories from Zachery Levi as well, but you're also going to be helping out a really awesome charitable cause. And boys and girls, this is a beautiful thing. And not to mention the fact of what this means for expanding the Rippaverse out there into the rest of the entertainment industry. Because despite Zachery Levi being blackballed for Hollywood for just being an open and opinionated Christian, telling the truth about certain things and backing the wrong horse openly and publicly, that has gotten him blacklisted and blackballed from a lot of Hollywood out there. But at the end of the day, we know there is a major conservative remnant still inside of the people that pull all the levers inside of this world. And that just this team up alone is going to give Eric July and the rest of the amazing crew over there at Rippaverse Comics access to new people and new resources that they may not have had access to in the past. And boys and girls, either way, this is an amazing team up from a great actor, an incredible comic book visionary, and being able to do some really awesome stuff for charity. Boys and girls, what more could you ask for as a comic book fan, as a common sense person that just likes to see good done out there in the world as well? So we're going to take this article from thatparkplace.com, getting all of the juicy details. And of course, we have Zachery Levi jumping in on all of this official announcement as well. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing. We just crossed 2,200. We're sailing our way towards 23, inching our way towards on our journey to 100,000. I think we're sitting at like 2279 or 2280, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Let me know what you think about all this. Does it surprise you at all that Zachery Levi and the Rippaverse are teaming up? Is this something you ever expected to see in the future out there in any way, shape, or form? What kind of opportunities do you think this will give to the Rippaverse out there to expand and grow even farther than they already have? Are you excited about this Rippazine collection? Do you think Zachery Levi's exclusive story will be good? Or do you think this is something that is just nothing more than a marketing kind of pitch? Let us know about that in the comment section down below, because as always, all opinions are welcome in our comment section down below, unlike the legacy media and all of the rest of their institutions. And if you'd like to support the channel, please check the links in the description as well. All right, from thatparkplace.com and our dear sweet Marvin Montanaro. Rippaverse Publishing, the independent comic book powerhouse founded by Eric July, is teaming up with Hollywood actor Zachery Levi for a unique collaboration. Rippazine Collection Volume 1. This anthology gathers the first 5 issues of Rippazine into a single volume and adds a major surprise for fans with the debut of Tobias Thorne in a new story, Unpack That, created by Levi himself. And I'm sure this character isn't actually supposed to be Zach, or if we ever get to live action or cartoon stuff with this character, won't be voiced or acted by Zachery Levi. I'm sure that's not going to happen at all. But hey, As long as the character's written well, I ain't going to complain. I ain't going to complain at all. Unpack That, which is created by Levi himself. Yeah, there you go. Tobias Thorne in a new story. Available exclusively through Rippaverse.com. This direct-to-consumer campaign runs through November 21st, 2025 at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. Fulfillment is scheduled for early 2026. Now, this isn't your normal kind of Kickstarter campaign. If you've never bought anything from the Rippaverse for some reason and you're not sure about this, and maybe you're a DC fan of Zachery Levi and that's why you decided to check out this article. These books will be produced and made no matter what. This isn't a Kickstarter. This isn't a GoFundMe. This isn't one of those things out there, right? There is no goal. These books are already done. They are already paid for. They will be shipped out. These books will still be available on their website until they run out. And then at some point, they'll probably print more. Okay, this is not something where you jump in on this and you hope if it meets its goal, you'll get it. No, this is a pre-order campaign. The books are already paid for and made. You're just ordering it ahead of time so you can be one of the first paid people to get it. I understand why that's a little confusing for some people, but that is the case. These books are already done, already made, ready to go. You will, well, they're probably not finished yet, but it's all done, already sent off the printers, ready to go. When this campaign closes, the books will start getting issued. And we've seen this happen. Sometimes it's within a day or two. Like, we've literally seen people get books within 24 hours of these campaigns closing and the shipment starting to go out. So this is not that kind of thing out there if you're worried about that. If you're worried about the kind of things you've seen with like Kickstarter and campaigns collapsing and stuff like that in the past. The collection spans 88 pages and is being offered in both softcover and hardcover editions. For those who missed earlier installments, this volume functions as a definitive entry point into the growing Rippaverse universe. Blending noir, sci-fi, thrillers, and action, it aims to showcase the range of talent and storytelling the brand has been building since its inception. And if you've never read a Rippaverse comic and you're not sure if you just want to jump right into one character in particular, these Rippazine collections, these Rippazine stories are a great way to dip your toes into the universe and get an idea if this is something you're going to like or not. Trust me, it's a great way to start. But honestly, Isom #1 is great too. It's really good and they only get better as they go, at least in this humble common nerd's opinion after all. Contributors to the anthology include Eric July, Zachary Levi, Kara Brown, the Sausage Sisters, and Andrew Rodriguez, with art by Bart Sears, Cannon White, Evan Scale, Sebastian Garcia, and Edu Souza. If you don't know who the Sausage Sisters are, they've written an incredible Black Widow series for Marvel out there that was really, really good out there. Obviously, Zachary Levi. Kara Brown was another one of those out there. A lot of these people are very, very awesome, wonderful people. Andrew Rodriguez. Andrew's great. These people are nice. I've talked to some of these people, like Eric July. I actually know his college track coach, right? And I've met a lot of these guys in person. They're super friendly. They're very nice. They're all about the fans. They just want to give you good entertainment. These are the kind of people you could get behind and support because they're just here to give you a good story, not to beat you over the head with their agenda. And that's all fans have ever wanted from their escapism. Beyond the book itself, Rippaverse is offering a fans extras to sweeten the campaign, as they always do. T-shirts, hats, posters, all of that kind of fun stuff out there. Limited edition merchandise includes T-shirts designed by Cannon White, as well as posters and collectibles from prior releases. As with previous Rippaverse campaigns, these are designed to be exclusive and highly sought after by collectors. And that's always the kind of thing. A lot of the merchandise that goes with these campaigns isn't generally reproduced. If there's leftovers, you can still order them afterwards. But that is stuff that they don't reprint, they don't remake. So that's something, if you're interested in getting this, that's something you want to get up front when part of the campaign goes live. Levi obviously is best known for Chuck, Disney's Tangled, DC Shazam, as not only an accomplished actor, but also one of the few openly conservative voices in Hollywood. Over the last several years, he has spoken candidly about his political views and his faith. And trust me, it's the faith one. And I don't know, backing a Kennedy all of a sudden because he works for the wrong administration for the wrong party is an issue now in Hollywood. I know, strange world we live in, boys and girls. In recent interviews, Levi has admitted that his positions have come with consequences in the entertainment industry. He has claimed that some insiders have told him they would prefer not to work with him because of his views. While there's no hard evidence of a systematic blacklist, Levi himself has been vocal about his career risks that come with breaking from Hollywood orthodoxy. And we know there's risks with it, right? There's plenty of actors that we know have been blackballed from Hollywood over the years because they were open conservatives or they voted for the wrong party or stuff like that. This is nothing new in any way, shape, or form, boys and girls. We all know this exists. That's what makes his collaboration with Rippaverse so meaningful. Eric July's publishing house was built its reputation by defying mainstream comic book trends. I mean, they literally have Chuck Dixon, one of the quintessential and almost arguably best writers for Batman ever. Chuck Dixon writes stories for the Rippaverse now, okay? That is the guy that got blackballed by DC because of all of the restrictions, because he wanted to tell stories that actually represented Batman and not push an agenda, right? Not have Catwoman talk down to Batman about how she's a better hero for Gotham than Batman ever was, right? That's the kind of people that they've got working over there. And now it's giving Levi the freedom to debut a brand new story on his own terms. The story, Unpack That, introduces Tobias Thorne. It's not just another comic. It's a statement that creative voices once silenced in Hollywood can still find powerful outlets. And that's what's in this movement. We've been talking about the parallel economy kind of stuff for a long time, and Rippaverse is one of those advocates for it. And he's now put his money where his mouth is and has built a pipeline, has built a company for any artist, creator, or writer out there that is currently working or looking to get into the comic book industry, and you think you've got the chops to cut it, but you don't want to deal with their nonsense, or you're tired of dealing with their nonsense, and you just want to make good stories, guess what? If you're good enough, Eric July will hire you, and you will have an opportunity to do exactly what DC and Marvel will not allow you to do anymore, boys and girls, and that's what this proves. They are not the only game in town anymore, and they don't determine whether or not someone is successful or fails. They have lost their cancel culture power, and Rippaverse is one of the institutions that has allowed that to happen, which is why Zachery Levi and Rippaverse can team up without any worries at all, because cancel culture, you don't have the power you once thought you did. What sets Rippazine Collection Volume 1 apart is its collaboration with Nerd HQ, a nonprofit founded by Levi. The group is dedicated to expanding mental health awareness and providing free therapy access. And what do you want to bet? That's not the kind of therapy access that's going to tell you to cut off body parts and take a bunch of pharmaceutical drugs that'll be on your life for the rest of your life either, huh? And that's something that we need so much in this world right now. We've talked about it all more than anything else. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, blame this person, blame that person, this group or that thing or this game or that thing or what this tool or whatever it is. At the end of the day, the biggest issue we are facing in Western civilization is the mental health crisis, and the people that are, well, because the spirit of the age has possessed the psychiatry and the therapy industry just as much as it's possessed the comic book industry, right? We need honest, true mental health help in the United States, because we have a mental health crisis that is encouraged and reaffirmed by the established psychiatry, the therapy industry, right? The people that are supposed to be out there helping people become more reasonable and sane and rational folks and becoming good functioning members of society are instead telling people that, oh, all of your issues are great and wonderful and fabulous and they make you special and here's a trophy and some drugs, right? That's one of the reasons why we have all of these issues. And Zachery Levi and his nonprofit, and by buying Rippaverse, and by buying buying one of the Rippazine magazine collections, you'll be helping actually treat that in a legitimate way that can change the world. And that's a beautiful thing as well, boys and girls. That is wild to see. Levy's contributions to Rippazine serves as both a creative debut and a charitable bridge between entertainment and advocacy. Unlike what Hollywood couldn't do at their latest awards ceremony when they couldn't shut their mouths so that way the Boys and Girls Club could get a bunch of money. Hey, guess what? Rippaverse and Zachery Levi are doing what Hollywood couldn't do just by shutting up. Isn't that wild? For fans, it represents a chance to support independent storytelling while also contributing to a mission that extends far beyond comics. For Rippaverse, the anthology marks another milestone in its ongoing efforts to offer an alternative to mainstream comics. For Levi, it's a chance to introduce his own character while continuing to chart a path outside the traditional studio system. And for fans, it's both a collector's milestone and a chance to back creators standing against Hollywood groupthink. And that's the beautiful thing about this. This is the parallel economy in action. This is a win for any common sense nerd, fan, or just general audience member out there. If you're a customer, this is a win for you in every shape and form, because this is once again proving that you don't need Hollywood. You don't need Marvel. You don't need DC. You don't need Diamond Comics distribution. Rest in peace, you jerks. You don't need their approval. You don't need the legacy media to be a success. You don't need, because IGN ain't wrote no articles about the Rippaverse, comic book resources, any of the rest of these major institutions out there, they'll cover, good old, Matrix star Keanu Reeves comic book and how successful it is. But the most successful independent comic ever in the history of the industry came out of Rippaverse. And it's been quiet. It's been mum across the board. Once again, proving you don't need them either. And Zachery Levi is proving that not only does he not need Hollywood to get his creative ideas out there in a successful way, but he also doesn't need Hollywood's backing to support a private organization that is trying to fix the mental issues and delusions and derangements that Hollywood is championed as being successful, okay, and the new hot thing to get behind, boys and girls. This is a game changer. Rippaverse and all of its universe and that company already was a game changer, because it proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that you do not need them to be insanely successful. How many $1 million campaigns has Rippaverse had over the last few years? How many DC and Marvel comics have even come close to making $1 million off of one story, off of one book? They haven't. Because trust me, if they could offer the kind of whale packages around their comics like Eric July does and sells out of every single time, they would. But they can't, because their stories are garbage. They've danced with the devil in the pale moonlight, and they have gotten burned for it, because comics aren't dead as a medium. Eric July, Rippaverse, and now DC's own Zachery Levi has proven that beyond a shadow of a doubt, because at the end of the day, fans decide what succeeds, not all of the activists in Hollywood and the comic book industry. And hey, it's exactly what you deserve after all. A big shout out to all of our subscribers and members out there. Thanks for watching, and make sure you guys like and subscribe if you have not already.